Hi, this is Dr. Michelle Wolford, and I'm here with John Thorp, who is the president and founder of the Thorp Institute, and he is a pioneer and master of electric medicine. So I would love for you to share with our listeners what electric medicine is.
Well, it's really common sense medicine. You know, the very simple way to understand is this. When they diagnose you, they use an EEG, or we're all familiar with an EKG for the heart. How about an EMG for the muscle? What's the E stand for?
Electric.
Electric. So EMG, electromyograph, electroencephalograph, electrocardiograph. And then how do they bring you back to life if you have a big heart attack? What do they use?
Defibrillator. Electricity.
Defibrillator. They don't stick a big needle in your heart and go, no. So you're diagnosed electrically. You're brought back to life electrically. Why aren't you being treated electrically? And could it be that the last thing the pharmaceutical industry wants is a painless therapy that gets you well and costs nothing to use but a few cents in electricity? You might think you don't need drugs. So electrical therapy has a history all the way back to 1st century AD. In Baghdad, they had a dig down there that they found in the magician's quarters, a porcelain cylinder with a copper wire down the center. In 1st century AD, the magician was the physician. Also very well documented in 1st century AD, they used to pond raise these electrically charged fish known as torpedo fish. And for chronic illness, disease, and pain in your legs, you would wade into these shallow streams and stand on these electrically charged fish until the pain went away. So what we're doing has really been around since 1st century AD. Common sense medicine, real results. And that's what Chinese medicine is based on. So an acupuncture point is a highly conductive point in your body. When I'm needling 2 points, I'm looking for a little chi, a little chicken skin to run up your arm so I see a result to my needles. But that depends on your electricity. We're infusing charge, intelligent focus charge that scans your body in search of any cell that doesn't match its memory of normal. Every cell is like a little battery, a little capacitor. And your body in whole is a big capacitor with 50 billion little capacitors. Mm-hmm. And your immune system is based on your body's ability to hold charge. And that's what we do. We go looking into the invisible space to see where there's enough positive ions and negative ions on each side of the dielectric, which is the non-conducting medium in every cell. And we infuse charge to strengthen your body's ability to hold charge.
So you're going to look at kind of what you would call maybe your center point, and you can look at the charge of a cell and see if it's negative or positive, and you're trying to bring it back to this state of homeodynamic balance, or?
Well, we're doing that, but what we're really doing is an instantaneous rate of exchange. We're infusing charge. How does this respond? Electrically. Mm-hmm. This brilliant idiot doesn't care whether it kills you or cures you. Mm-hmm. If you look back into the 30s and the Russians with Speransky did experiments on animals that he gave a cat a tiny bit of cyanide. The cat instantly died. He gave a second cat under anesthesia a little bit of cyanide, only this time 10 times more than he gave the first cat, but he had removed this.
Oh,
he had put you into your most relaxed, de-stressed state. He put you into a delta state. So they injected enough cyanide to kill an elephant. Yet the cat breathed there comfortably as if nothing was wrong. They spent 48 hours cleaning out the cat of all the cyanide, woke the cat up, he was fine. So it wasn't the cyanide that killed the cat. It was this.
So does your technology bring somebody into that delta wave that you were talking about?
Correct. Oh, we're infusing charge. So we've changed the value of the tissue to how it was before the injury occurred.
Okay.
The brain says, everything's going to be all right. Because now you've done what the brain wanted to do instantaneously. The brain fixes you by sending out charge, by sending out energy into the area, and energy and blood flow travel the same path of least resistance. blood flow and electric travel the path of least resistance, going around the damaged tissue instead of through it. So we heal very slowly from the outside in, leaving behind scar tissue that can remain resistant for the rest of your life. That's why grandma can tell when the weather's going to change.
Yeah.
Because there's impedance, blockage, and resistance in her body from scar tissue and things like that that she's accumulated over the years. So it's really the impedance, the blockage, and the resistance where the little bit of fungus among us begins. And that's where disease begins and manifests.
Okay, so as a doctor, I'm like, everybody needs this machine. But how do you communicate to the outside world that this would be of benefit to them? Because either people are in physical pain, so that would be, of course, they should come in. But somebody that's maybe not in physical pain, how would they know, like, wow, this technology is actually going to awaken and liven my cells and really shift my physiology, my health back into greater balance? How would they know that?
Well, we're in every walk of medicine, from the neurosurgeon to the veterinarian.
Okay.
And my team of physicians like Dr. Stephen Sinatra and Dr. Richard Delaney. I've been at Sonoviv, a 4-stage cancer research and treatment center in Rosarito, Mexico for 13 years. So not only is it pain, sure, pain gets your attention. That's why you came into the doctor's office. Mm-hmm. All of my friends that have lived to be high in their 90s would say, "Hi, Joe, how did you live, Woody Brown, to be 96 years old, surfing every day? What's your key?" Stay away from doctors.
It's true.
Well, death by medicine has far surpassed heart disease and cancer.
Yeah.
So come on, let's take a look at what we're doing. You know, the body is electric. And if you give it what it needs, it'll heal itself all by itself. Now, it's not one pill, one machine, one anything. Because if you don't put the right stuff in here, and the whole gut-brain relationship, you know, you're not going to have wellness. You know, and that's what we, you know, certainly direct everybody into: fuel the body correctly, exercise the body, electrify and detoxify. And since what we discovered in 1991, which just happened to be the Nobel Prize regarding what substantiates the work that I do, cell channel findings, you can look it up, Google it. Dr. Nair and Dr. Sackman proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that cells are controlled electrically, not biochemically.
Yep.
And that they have now between 24 and 28 voltage-sensitive ion channels. Oh, ion channels. Nobody was talking about membrane potential. Membrane potential, when you have the right energy going across the membrane of every cell, you're opening the gates that allow waste product departure and nutrient intake. So when I say electrotoxicology or detoxifying electrically, that's what we're doing. We're opening the gates that would freeze and close when the disease, the dis-ease, is present. So we open those gates. We take that cell into a normal, healthy state instantaneously. Give it what it needs. What does cancer go after? Weak cells.
Yeah.
So if the cancer can't spread, it can't kill you. So if you infuse charge throughout the entire body, and at the same time removing pain, then the body's in a situation to heal itself. The cancer can't spread because the cells are charged. The gates are open. You know, and so we're able to take a cell from a degenerative state to a regenerative state in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's what I practice with the combination of plant-based medicine and homeopathy. So it's incredible that somebody can connect in with an electric charge or a machine to open up these cells, allow them to properly discharge, leaving them room to heal. And then just like you said, it restores the natural function of the body.
Everything that you're doing, I mean, it's, in my world, there's no placebo in a racehorse. And I'm in every walk of medicine, from the neurosurgeon to the veterinarian. In 2012, I took a horse that had never won a race. Lost his first two miserably by 15 and 17 lengths, but had a big heart and a great burst of speed. But they couldn't get him to the gate. He'd be too sore. So I told the trainer's son, let's treat this horse every day for 30 days, and I'll show you a racehorse. So at the end of 30 days, they paid us the $3,500 to be with that horse for 30 days. We came out at 43 to 1.
Wow.
So I said, put 1,000 on the nose and 1,000 to show. And the trainer's son looked at me and he said, he's never won a race. I said, you watch this horse run. So we shattered the field by 15 lengths at 43 to 1. The next race, we dropped to 4 to 1 at the Santa Anita Derby. Then we went on to the Kentucky Derby, at 15 to 1, which we won, as well as the Preakness in 2012. So we took a horse that had never won a race, that they had paid $35,000 for. They sold them for $15 million 10 months later. Was that worth it? I think so.
I would say so. All right, guys, you heard it. This is John Thorp with the Thorp Institute and Intell-Bio. And please come listen to his lecture at our Wellness Summer Speakers Symposium. And he will fill you in more on his incredible functional and electrical medicine.